But the main thing is, let's just follow the Constitution. That's my message. It's been my message for 20 years, and it's the Oath Keeper message. Just keep your oath of office, follow the Constitution. Is that too simple? I don't know. Well, the sheriff is the most powerful law enforcement officer in the country and has the ultimate say in his county. No one supersedes his jurisdiction. And I want this made very clear. The President of the United States cannot tell your sheriff what to do. And in that same vein, none of the auxiliary departments below the President can tell the sheriff what to do. Quite to the contrary, when they're in his jurisdiction, he can tell them what to do. And I pray for the day that a sheriff in this country will arrest an IRS agent for trespassing or for trying or attempting to victimize citizens in that particular sheriff's county. The county sheriff, America's last hope, is a detailed and documented evidence, irrefutable evidence, that the sheriff is indeed the ultimate authority in his county. It talks about the history of the sheriff, talks about the duties of the sheriff, talks about the sheriff's oath of office, and then I pose a question in the book. Sheriff, will you or won't you stand against tyranny? Can you imagine any sheriff saying no, or pragmatically saying no by what he does? This is a time for action, and this is a time for sheriffs to stand up and be counted. It's time to walk tall, Sheriff. Get on board.
Nancy Pelosi. Bad person or worst person? We all know this broad has been at the forefront of this anti-waterboarding crusade. Of course, at first she played it off like she was horrified when she found out about it recently. Waterboarding? Oh no, that's awful. And then everyone discovered that she was there for the 2002 briefing and knew about it all along. Lies! That's all lies! Yeah. So what does good old Nancykins do? Rather than admit it, she claims she's been missiled by the Bush administration and the CIA. They all bamboozled me. Really? Because Pelosi, I remember for years the implications you made about George W. Bush. George Bush is mildly retarded. Yeah. Are you saying that's changed? You're even dumber than I thought. But what do you expect from a dame who said that the enforcement of our immigration laws is un-American? A lady who holds the title of having had her actions publicly condemned by the Pope. The Pope's a jerk! And above all else, a lady who looks like the Joker. It's all part of the plan. Here's the deal. Pelosi needs to resign. Either A, she genuinely doesn't remember the 2002 CIA briefings because she's senile. Sorry, Toots, Botox won't keep the brain young. Or B, she is lying. And considering that she's accusing the CIA of deliberately misleading her, essentially calling members of our armed forces liars, I'm inclined to believe the latter. What do you think? Should Pelosi resign? Let me know. So, Nancy, you need to resign, or the people will most likely forcefully give you the boot. And God knows there are a lot of folks out there who would like to do a lot more than that to you.
You don't know where I've been!
Shut up, you old bag! It'd be good times.
I'll also institute an absolute gift ban so that no registered lobbyist can curry favor with members of my administration based on how much they can spend on a fancy dinner. I'll make our government open and transparent so that anyone can ensure that our business is the people's business. Justice Louis Brandeis once said, "Sunlight is the greatest disinfectant." And as president, I'm going to make it impossible for congressmen or lobbyists to slip pork barrel projects or corporate welfare into laws when no one's looking, because when I'm president, meetings where laws are written will be more open to the public, no more secrecy. That's a commitment I make to you as president. No more secrecy. And when there's a bill that ends up on my desk as president, you, the public, will have 5 days to look online and find out what's in it before I sign it, so that you know what your government's doing. When there are meetings between lobbyists and a government agency, we'll put as many of those meetings as possible online for every American to watch. When there's a tax bill being debated in Congress, you will know the names of the corporations that would benefit and how much money they would get. And we will put every corporate tax break and every pork barrel project online for every American to see. You will know who asked for them, and you can decide whether your representative is actually representing you. Assalamu alaikum. Many other Americans have Muslims in their families or have lived in a Muslim-majority country. I know because I am one of them. But my father came from a Kenyan family that includes generations of Muslims. As a boy, I spent several years in Indonesia and heard the call of the azan at the break of dawn. I have known Islam on 3 continents before coming to the region where it was first revealed. That experience guides my conviction.
You're absolutely right that John McCain has not talked about my Muslim faith. You're absolutely right that John McCain has not talked about my Muslim faith, and you're absolutely right that that has not come my Christian faith.
Obama is a radical communist, and I think it's becoming clear. That's what I told people in Illinois, and now everybody realizes it's true. He's going to destroy this country, and we're either going to stop him or the United States of America is going to cease to exist.
As the Holy Quran tells us, the Holy Quran teaches that, the Holy Quran tells us, and the Holy Quran also says...
Is he President of the United States? According to the Constitution, in order to be eligible for president, you have to be a natural-born citizen. He has refused to provide proof that he is, in fact, a natural-born citizen, and his Kenyan relations say that he was born in Nairobi at a time when his mother was too young to transmit U.S. citizenship. So I'm not even sure he's President of the United States. No, that's not a laughing matter. Neither are many of our military people now who are going to court to ask the question, do we have to obey a man who is not qualified under the Constitution? We're in the midst of the greatest crisis this nation has ever seen. And if we don't stop laughing about it and deal with it, we're going to find ourselves in the midst of chaos, confusion, and civil war. It's time we started acting like grown-ups.
We will convey our deep appreciation for the Islamic faith, which has done so much over the centuries to shape the world.
I would like to speak directly to the people and leaders of the Islamic Republic of Iran. Their great and celebrated culture. Over many centuries, your art, your music, literature, and innovation have made the world a better and more beautiful place. We know that you are a great civilization, and your accomplishments have earned the respect of the United States and the world.
I also know civilization's debt to Islam. It was Islam at places like Uluzar that carried the light of learning through so many centuries, paving the way for Europe's Renaissance and Enlightenment.
The person you call President Obama, and I frankly refuse to call him that. Right. At the moment, he is somebody who is kind of an alleged usurper, who is alleged to be someone who is occupying that office without constitutional warrant to do so. And he's rushing forward with ideas like destroying our borders, an amnesty bill that will actually have the American taxpayer footing the bill for illegals to come to this country to live, to get housing, and to get everything they want.
Islam is not part of the problem in combating violent extremism. It is an important part of promoting peace. The enduring faith of over 1 billion people is so much bigger than the narrow hatred of a few. In the United States, rules on charitable giving have made it harder for Muslims to fulfill their religious obligation. That's why I'm committed to working with American Muslims to ensure that they can fulfill zakat. It is important for Western countries to avoid impeding Muslim citizens from practicing religion as they see fit. And I consider it part of my responsibility as President of the United States to fight against negative stereotypes of Islam wherever they appear.